Welcome to 7 Report and our in-depth review of the WOTOFO Serpent 50W complete kit provided to us by our friends at Heaven Gifts. I have heard nothing but good things about WOTOFO products. Hundreds of vapors swear by the Troll and Freak Show RTAs. Now, I'd never used a WOTOFO product until Heaven Gifts sent the relatively new Serpent 50W kit. Now, WOTOFO and Heaven Gifts both offer the Serpent box mod and the tank as individual items, but since I received the complete kit, that's how we'll review it as one kit. The Serpent 50W box mod has a wattage range of 7 to 50 watts with adjustments in 0.1 watt increments. Now, it's also a temperature control device, and it has a temperature range of 200 to 600 degrees Fahrenheit with adjustments in 10 degree increments, and 100 to 315 degrees Celsius with adjustments in 5 degree increments. Now, to switch between one temperature scale to another, you have to go all the way down or up through one to get to the other. So we went from 600 degrees Fahrenheit to 100 degrees Celsius, and that goes in 5 degree increments. To get back to Fahrenheit, we would just go back down through the bottom of Celsius or through the top, and that's how you change your temperature scale. And you adjust temperature or wattage with these two buttons here on the front of the device, the increase and decrease, up and down, plus and minus buttons. And there's the fire button. You turn the device on and off, 5 quick clicks of that fire button. And I'll show you power off. And it comes back on with the WOTOFO logo, and it remembers where you last were, so you don't have to start all over again. It goes back to the setting you last had it on before you turned it off. Now, it's powered by an internal 2000 mAh battery, and you can charge it with the micro USB port located here and the included micro USB charging cable that comes in the package. It will fire coils with a resistance of 0.1 to 1.0 ohms in temperature control mode, and in variable wattage mode it will handle coils with a resistance range of 0.1 to 3.0 ohms. Now, to switch between your power modes, to go from variable wattage to temperature control, and to choose the type of coil you have attached for temperature control, you hold in the fire button and the plus button at the same time. Let's get the display on there. See if I can do this simultaneously. There. Now, W is for wattage, and you scroll through your selections with the plus and minus buttons. Nickel, titanium, and stainless steel, the 3 types of coils it will fire in temperature control. And then it also has a TCR if that's something you're interested in adjusting. And once you've selected the type of coil or the power output that you want, you push the fire button in and that selects it. And we do have a stainless steel coil attached, so I have selected stainless steel, and you can tell that it's stainless steel because it says SS, and that it's in temperature control because it's showing you the Fahrenheit scale. Now, once you've found a wattage or a temperature setting that suits you, you can lock it in by pressing both the up and down buttons at the same time. Let's see if I can do that and keep everything in the shot. The buttons are small, my thumbs are fat. So I can just do it with one thumb. There, it shows key locked, and so now you will not be able to adjust power or temperature. It shows you key locked. You can still vape with it that way. Now, if you decide you want to change it, you put a new coil on, it's a different type or whatever, you just push those 2 buttons in again at the same time. And it should show key unlocked. There we go, key unlock. And now you can go back to adjusting your temperature or your power the way you want it to. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this or not, but when you put a brand new coil on here, it will prompt you to set the base resistance of the coil. So what I'm going to do is, if it doesn't do it for you, most devices, temperature control devices have that function, and if for some reason it doesn't give you the option to do that, remove the tank, press the fire button until you get a check atomizer. That resets it. Then when you put the coil back on there, yep, see it's going to say select coil, new or old. And again, you scroll between the selections with the up and down button and the fire button to select it. It's an old coil, so I'm going to go ahead and select that. But if it was a brand new coil, you should select new. That sets that base resistance, and you should do that when the coil is at room temperature. Now the Serpent sub tank is a top filler, and you just unscrew this top cap. And I'm going to put a little more juice in there too, just to be safe. Don't want to dry the coil out. That unscrews nicely. Set that aside. Has a 3.5 mil capacity. Very easy to fill. Just put your dripper or the tip of your bottle to the top. And you can get it up to about the base of where the top cap connects again. I think I've slopped a little bit. Let me get a paper towel and wipe that up. I was not being very careful when I filled that. Make sure you get that on there nice and snug. Now I'm not going to be able to show you this because I just filled the tank and I don't want to spill all that e-juice out, but I might have some, see if I can find the footage from our first look video. But to change the coil, you unscrew the top of the tank from the base here where the coil sits and then put a new coil in. And as always, if you're using a new coil, you want to be sure and prime it. You drip a couple of drops of e-juice into the center of the coil and then onto the e-juice flow ports where you have some cotton visible. And then you let it soak in a tank of e-juice for a couple of minutes when it's brand new, just to make sure that that cotton is fully saturated. Then you reattach the base, fill it with e-juice like we just showed you. And again, if it's a new coil, you want to make sure that you've primed it and that you have allowed it to soak so you're not getting dry hits or burning up that cotton, because that organic cotton is wonderful for taste, but if you let it get dry, it's going to burn up and then the taste is just going to be nasty. WOTOFO includes, of course, the Serpent 50W mod, the sub tank in the box. They also include an extra Pyrex tank, and then your micro USB charging cable. And hidden down inside this, there's also a spare coil. And that's how you would prime this coil if we were going to use it. We just put a couple of drips of e-juice right down into the center, and where you can see the cotton through those e-juice flow ports. Any mod, any tank is ultimately only as good as the coil attached to them. Now, all of the components that make up the Serpent kit perform admirably. The mod fires when you hit the fire button, and all of the buttons function easily, are simple to reach and operate. The threading on the tank is smooth, and I have not experienced any leakage issues at all. And those SSOCC coils provide more than adequate amounts of vapor. It's very pure and tasty. The internal 2000 mAh battery doesn't take very long to fully charge, and while it's not exactly an enormous battery, I have been getting a full workday of vaping out of it between charges. Most of the features packed into the WOTOFO Serpent 50W kit are really pretty solid. Now, the mod will fire a variety of coils in temperature control mode: nickel, titanium, stainless steel, any of that TCR, and it'll fire in variable wattage mode as well. The tank has a healthy 3.5 mil capacity, and that top fill really keeps things relatively neat. And the fact that it's compatible with the Kangertech SSOCC coils is a really big plus. You should be able to find coils for this tank without any problem between the WOTOFO SSOCC and the Kangertech SSOCC. Just about any online retailer or brick and mortar store is going to have one or the other or both. Now, there are two minor little areas where the features are less than stellar, and the first is a pet peeve of mine. That is the increments of change in temperature control: 10 degrees in Fahrenheit, 5 degrees in Celsius. I do not understand why it's so difficult to give you single degree changes in temperature when they can go down to a 0.1 watt increment of change in variable wattage mode. Who knows? I like having the ability to adjust my temperature in single degrees. The other is the relatively low maximum wattage output of 50 watts. But neither of these should be viewed as deal breakers because, to be honest with you, once I find a temperature that I like or a wattage setting that I like, this thing has just functioned very well. So I would not allow those two things to be deal breakers. WOTOFO is known for high quality products, and the Serpent 50 watt kit, no different. Overall construction is solid, all of the threading is smooth, the components all fit together snugly, the display sharp, bright, it's very easy to read, and the buttons are easy to reach and nearly flush with the body of the mod, making it very difficult to press them in accidentally. This is a compact, if not tiny kit, but I think that really adds to the good looks of it. The finish is rich with deep colors, and the logo, while it's kind of subdued, really pops, especially on that red, and I imagine on the black as well. The Serpent 50 watt mod is available in red, green, blue, silver, and black, and the tank comes in black, and I like the black and the red. I'm glad that that's what Heaven Gifts decided to send me. But this is very small, easy to conceal, feels very comfortable in your hand. Good looking kit, the WOTOFO Serpent 50 watt complete kit. WOTOFO has the Serpent 50 watt complete kit listed at $79.99, and that's not a terrible price for a kit like this, but Heaven Gifts, who supplied the Serpent for review, has it available for $61.80, which makes this a really pretty good deal. Now, I've been vaping with the WOTOFO Serpent 50 watt complete kit for a little over a week with several different flavors of e-juice, and where this package really shines is where it really matters: vapor and flavor production. It makes a great kit for someone just starting to vape who wants a little more robust experience than you get out of a typical for beginners kit, and it would make an excellent second device for experienced vapors who want something inexpensive that still has most of the features and performance of their primary device. Now, Heaven Gifts did provide the WOTOFO Serpent 50 watt complete kit for the purpose of this review, and in the description section of this video on our YouTube channel and the accompanying article on our website 7report.com, I will have a link to the Heaven Gifts website page for the WOTOFO Serpent 50 watt complete kit. Thanks again to our friends at Heaven Gifts for providing the Serpent for us to review, and thank you for being with us today on 7 Report. I hope that you will subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out our website, 7report.com. We update both of them all the time: hardware, e-juice reviews, informative articles, and a whole lot more. So please do keep coming back. And thank you again for being with us today on 7 Report.